Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it is another bot author recommended replay. And we have got Princess Mika in the bottom right, gonna be taking on Sharkling. Oh, pardon me, I got that backwards. Two Zerg bots, Princess Mika upper left, Sharkling bottom right, and oh my gosh, Sharkling is already being a bit of a dirty dog. As poor Princess Mika says, will you be Princess Mika's friend? Sharkling says no, as it moves out on the map with a ridiculous amount of drones, going for blood, basically, as it sets up to do this big drone drill. Princess Mika scouts this out, has the scouting drone almost get killed off, but it actually does sort of break the stride of these drones a little bit. So Princess Mika scouting, but gonna be facing a world of pain as Sharkling goes for the extractor trick, so it has as many drones as possible. 2 drones, 3 drones mining back at home, so a transition to this as drones start to attack the hatchery of Princess Mika. Drones being pulled off the line to fight, as we have one of these very cinematic fights as the blue drones try to fight the red drones off. There's just mineral drilling all over the place, but it does seem that Sharkling has superior numbers, so it actually takes a better trade than Princess Mika, which is now down to a measly 5 workers. Sharkling is kind of bugging out, though, as it has its drones moving back and forward. They are not attacking either the building hatchery, nor are they going into the main base of Princess Mika. I'm not sure what the cause of that is, as Princess Mika randomly built an extractor in Sharkling's base, so Sharkling actually pauses all of its mining and is bugging out hard, giving Princess Mika more opportunity in this game. However, I think it may have been the extractor that was causing that problem. Now, Sharkling is going for blood once again. Its drones are fairly injured, but definitely in more number than Sharkling. So Princess Mika is in a world of trouble as another drone pops on out on the wrong side of town. And there is only 1 drone left for Princess Mika, so that is not very good. As Sharkling is kind of mineral drilling its drones. It doesn't really seem to have a plan for success here, as the drones killed everything for the most part. Now, let's see, Princess Mika is, well, it's having its extractor be attacked. Another drone did just pop on out that will actually fight one of the drones of Sharkling. So, yeah, Sharkling, like, it fully succeeded in with this rush, but then it's just keeping, like, how many drones is this? That's, like, 15 drones that it's keeping, no, 14 drones that it's keeping over here. It does at least have more that are mining. Meanwhile, Princess Mika, though, it was able to squeeze out another drone that is actually chasing one of the drones of Sharkling all the way home, and it may actually be able to kill it. We'll have to wait and see here, as that drone-on-drone violence continues on. Princess Mika has been able to squeeze out another drone. Sharkling, though, yeah, it seems to have gotten messed up with its micro at some point. It absolutely could be winning this game, but now Princess Mika can just go back to work, it seems, as one drone is just ignoring the other drones of Sharkling. I see why the bot author recommended this goofy replay. I definitely am enjoying it so far, though, as Princess Mika goes back to mining. Still, though, even having that considered, Sharkling has got a more developed economy already. I guess it's like 8 drones mining compared to the 3 of Princess Mika presently. But Sharkling may be bugging out a little bit more after this, we'll see, as now the drone of Sharkling is chasing Princess Mika's drone home, which is actually a big chunk of Princess Mika's economy, seeing as how Princess Mika has only got, well, 3 drones out now mining, with 1 extra being chased across the map. Not sure if Sharkling's drones will ever break out of this wacky position. Whatever was supposed to return them to work did not work. Now, they may still be haunting the mineral line of Princess Mika, and they are, as one of the drones does seem to be getting chased home, but then they're still in, like, fighting mode, as Sharkling's drone came all the way back across the map to pick a fight. The rest of these drones are actually just a lot of dead supply for Sharkling, as they seemingly just keep clicking on this mineral patch to stay grouped up, maybe not realizing that the fight ended. Like, I'm not sure from Sharkling's point of view what's really going on. The Zerg bot does still have a very high drone count and economy, but it's also not building a hatchery not making a spawning pool, anything like that. So Sharkling does seem to be fairly bugged out right now. Maybe the drone that's supposed to build the hatchery is one that's been selected into this blob of workers. I'm not sure if Princess Mika's workers will ever path remotely close enough to this drone blob in order to die. They really are glowing, though, it seems. That is quite the animation of the drones. Princess Mika, though, going up in the drone count, whereas Sharkling, maybe it's got a cap on how many drones it can have or something, as it did actually lose one to the drone of Princess Mika. As drones just continue going back and forth, still no expansion for Sharkling. It is doing some long-distance mining, though, as its drone count continues to grow, and so does its mineral count, so Sharkling not spending its money, which is an issue that some bots have. I'm actually just going to fast forward this one a little bit to see if Sharkling ever gets broken out of this, as those drones are still doing their thing, maybe messing with the mining, but not really, as I think most of these drones are probably already holding minerals. So Sharkling still has an issue with this. Maybe Princess Mika will eventually make a Zergling to break Sharkling out of its fun, because it does still seem to be in drone rush mode. Princess Mika finally hits a spawning pool. Oh, pardon me, I missed it. I missed, for some reason, the drone's leaving. At some point, a spawning pool goes up, and then why does Sharkling decide to break its drones out of here? Let's see, there is one drone fighting the drones of Princess Mika over here. Meanwhile, another drone comes into the main base. Spawning pool goes up, this drone comes on in, and suddenly Princess Mika is like, I'm under attack, as it all of a sudden thinks it has enough drones to fight the ones of Sharkling. So Sharkling's drones get broke out of this, as many more drones are going to die on both sides, it seems, although I think that went worse for Sharkling, but it definitely still killed off a few drones of Princess Mika, I think. As Sharkling sends those drones home, finally builds its own spawning pool, as it's like, all right, I have lots of money in this game, and it definitely does, having 2,000 minerals in the game right now. Sharkling may be just a basic bot when it comes to the way that it's programmed, not to macro or anything like that. Maybe it's just going to do things one at a time, so it'll wait for the spawning pool to finish before it builds another hatchery. I am curious. All these drones do come home. Princess Mika continues to print its chat tags, though, and we have got a queen on the way. A very slow macro follow-up to a very goofy starting of a game. We're just going to fast forward a little bit and see what Sharkling does with all this money, as it does have the long-distance mining behavior programmed, but then it's not really doing anything else. It could build just about 10 hatcheries if it wanted to. Princess Mika trying to expand, as it's got the grid going on there telling us the coordinates, as it will have that third base on the way. Sharkling makes a queen now, still mining gas, goes for a lair, so that's what Sharkling is wanting to spend its money on, a lair, and then eventually it builds another hatchery, which is so darn late for some reason. Which is why, as a bot author, not that I've ever programmed a bot, nor ever will, per se, I think it is just good to have multiple draws for your economy. I don't think it's good to have your bot be programmed to be contingent on one thing, unless it's very important. I think it's probably best just to have your bot sort of have like a priority list, but then still have multiple building options. So it's like, oh, hey, I can't build a spire because I don't have a lair, but I've got money for a hatchery. Build a hatchery, that kind of thing. Of course, it's not that simple, and it's a lot of work for these bot authors to program bots that even look a little bit buggy. Getting functionality is definitely a difficult thing. I am going to slow the game now, though, as Sharkling does have ling speed on, well, ling speed done. It's producing lings, spires on the way, as gas mining is now in full swing for the red Zerg. Still, though, it's staying at 25 drones. Princess Mika has gone up to 56 workers, so been playing a respectful macro game behind this, and it does seem to have the roaches to respond to these lings of Sharkling, but Mutalisk can definitely be a problem in this match. ZVZs in bot games can definitely be very entertaining, as you do get things like mutas, potentially fighting hydras and infestors, that kind of thing, as Princess Mika is sitting back for now. Sharkling has a ridiculous amount of money, though, just heavily bottlenecked by its gas mining, but then it's not even. I guess its larva is its main bottleneck right now. I genuinely do not know why Sharkling is floating money at this point. It's got the money to build one muta. There we go. It builds another. It had the larva for a second, I think, but maybe not. Anyway, Sharkling is making mutas. It's got the minerals. It's mining as much gas as it can. A drone does move out. Is that to take a third base? Yes, it is. That's good to see for the red Zerg, as this is quite a bit of a goofy bot match. Overlords are all over the place for spotting. Princess Mika is firing up some Hydralisk. Got up a Lurker Den, a Spine Crawler, all sorts of upgrades going up across the board, getting just like every upgrade under the sun. A Hive too. Multiple spines, still just staying on 3 bases. Looks like Lings try and move on in. Mutas have a lot of micro potential as a unit, but we don't actually see them in that many bot games, as they are a bit difficult to get efficiency, it seems, versus large ground-based composition. Sharkling does seem to go on a hatchery building spree now, which I say, hey, it's about time. As the 5th hatchery goes on up. Will we see a 6th one? Yes, we will. So Sharkling all of a sudden is like, hey, I got money. And it is spending that money like it's burning a hole in its pocket. We'll see if it goes for another hatchery after this one. Kind of makes me curious. It's got the money, so it probably will. Sharkling is a little bit supply blocked, though, due to Queen presence. The Zerg bot, or the red Zerg bot, is pumping out mutas still. But now that it's burned through its massive bank, it really doesn't have that much income, as it paused at 21... Well, it paused at 21 drones. Does it fire up another hatch? Not yet. The Zerg bot is trying to harass with its mutas. So far, 2 mutas have died. They've been getting some work done, as they do go behind the mineral line of Princess Mika, disrupting some of the mining, which they definitely need to do, as Sharkling's economy is very low compared to its opponent. The Zerg bot, the red Zerg bot, is going to have a huge amount of bases compared to its opponent. Well, 6 against 4. But that's quite an advantage. It just doesn't have the drones to do so, as it builds 3 extractors. It's like that is cutting into its income by a huge factor, as it's really just mostly mining gas. Not many minerals coming in for Sharkling, as there's now Hydras out to skirmish with the mutas, but mutas do still have a lot of micro potential as they take some damage and get on out of there. Still keeping the pressure on Princess Mika. Princess Mika keeps a cool head, though. Getting out an Ultra Cavern, getting all the upgrades under the sun. Tunneling Claws now, for some reason, but it does have roaches, so why not? Meanwhile, a 5th base is on the way for the Zerg. Gonna be getting up a 6th as well. I keep saying the Zerg, the blue Zerg. That just goes to show how we don't have mirror matchups, or at least ZVZs, that often. And yeah. Let's see, more mutas are being produced for Sharkling. Unfortunately, it has not spent any more money getting out more drones, as it's only got 400 minerals a minute, which is not good. As, yeah, that is just not that much money coming on in for Sharkling, really getting dwarfed. So it's got the bases, but it just goes to show that managing an economy for a bot is not that simple. Sharkling does lose 7 mutas in total. It's producing more. Princess Mika, though, is now going to match its opponent as far as area units are concerned. Looks like the mutas will find this hatchery and potentially kill it off. Princess Mika, though, does send the Hydras in and actually responds very successfully to defend that hatch. So Sharkling losing more mutas. I would love to see the red Zerg go up in drones, but that doesn't seem to be the way that it's programmed. And yeah, Princess Mika is playing a slow and steady game to eventually get the win. We'll see if it's waiting for 200 supply or what sort of conditions. It's really taking the long road, as it has spent so many resources on its army. Army value is fairly even right now, but that's just because Princess Mika has every upgrade under the sun that it's spent money on. Like getting up adaptive talons, all sorts of upgrades. Investing in Ultralisk. Sharkling, meanwhile, still stays at 19 drones, so it really does seem to be a fairly simple bot, nothing too complex as far as the economic behavior. We saw that with it deciding to build 4 hatcheries at once, yet not making any extra drones, which is a bummer because I think it was in a good position that it could have potentially capitalized on more if it had a bit of better behavior. It looks like Princess Mika is going for a Nidus network. Princess Mika is one of the bots that does elect to use Nidus worms fairly often, getting them up in the middle of the map, that kind of thing. I'm going to turn off those chat tags, though. As, let's see, we've now got Infestors on the way and Greater Spire. It's one of those things, you can take the time to program your bot to realize when is a good time to attack, but I think that generally leans into bots that are more aggressive in the first place. Whereas if you program a bot to defend, it's fairly straightforward. You just attack once you hit 200 supply as the goal. and then you make that the goal before your bot does anything aggressive. Now, let's see here. There is one Muta harassing. Princess Mika has killed off 17 of the Mutas of Sharkling, so it's down to 12. These Mutas do a +1 attack, but they're not getting that much done. Corruptors are on the way. The blue Zerg just having a slow march to a high supply, as the Zerg bot has, pardon me, the red Zerg bot has got 103 larvae in the bank, but no drones being produced. So I think I am going to fast forward this one a little bit. Sharkling does eventually fire up a few more drones, but I'm guessing that's just because it built like more extractors or something. I do not know. Anyway, a little bit of Muta harassment going on down for Sharkling. We had a crazy start to this game, but I think it is just inevitable that eventually Princess Mika will win this match. It's 200 supply against 57. Princess Mika does like to show off using every single tech under the sun, investing in many spines, many spores. More Nidus worms going down, as those are just popping up all over the place. Looks like some harassment is hitting Sharkling, though. Sharkling decides to build drones after losing some of them, which is interesting enough that it's like, yes, 19 drones is all that I need, but it had like 30 before it started building all those buildings, which is very weird. Ultra's killing larvae is weirdly satisfying. But, yeah, Princess Mika will take this one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this match, make sure to go ahead, click that like button. If you haven't already, leave a comment down below. And, yeah, subscribe if you watch to the end but you're not subscribed, as I certainly do enjoy casting these bot matches. Let me know what you think, whether you enjoy just seeing, like, the best of the best bots, or you do enjoy seeing some bots that are a little bit lower on the ladder, but entertaining nonetheless. Like, it's important to keep in mind how this game started out. I certainly enjoyed it, even though the end was a little bit underwhelming. But that's the beauty of casting these bot replays. We really... Oh, I'm watching them with you guys. I don't pre-screen these replays or anything. Even the ones bot authors send in, they can definitely be interesting. And yeah, this one certainly was. We do still have Mutas flying around for Sharkling, trying to make a play happen, but the cost efficiency just isn't there, as they do keep flying around. Sharkling's like, yeah, I got 2 drones. 1 drone, no drone, pardon me. They are all dead. I couldn't even click on them in time. Sharkling gonna keep trying to do its thing. Hydras, though, for Princess Mika. Fungal growth getting utilized. The Mutas are flying around trying to be heroes, but they've been fairly unsuccessful. Maybe if Sharkling went up to 60 drones and made 60 Mutas, but not today. Thanks for watching, everyone.